We discovered SurgiSTUD as we were looking for specimen and tissue vendors for upcoming labs last year. Following COVID, it became very challenging and very expensive to find tissue and specimen vendors. So we were looking for alternatives to that, and we discovered you and SurgiSTUD could meet our needs. And then after evaluating with one of our surgeon consultants, we really found that it did meet all of the needs that we had for our surgeon and distributor training. So we wanted to find as realistic as possible of an environment to test our products in, and we wanted to make sure that it could mimic the physiological response of the soft tissues as we look to get alignment and balance with our total knee platform. We wanted to make sure that we could replicate that in situ experience as much as possible. One of the challenges that we face, especially in our balancing platform, is the need to distract the joint and have that elastic tension of the collateral ligaments. And sawbones and even cadaveric tissue, they have no elasticity. It's a fixed length, and once it gets to that length, you either stop or you rupture. And it was nice to see in the collateral ligaments of these SurgiSTUD models where you could reach that elastic point and then get to the plastic deformation just like in collateral ligaments. I mentioned before we had our KOL consultant evaluate the SurgiSTUD models right off the bat. He was impressed right away and said he would use it for the training of his own residents and fellows. So that feedback let us know that we were on the right path with SurgiSTUD. Since then, as we've brought the SurgiSTUD models to our customers, they have felt like we brought them something. They felt like we had been taking care of them and that they were special in our eyes because we brought this model to their office and we're bringing the lab to them. And they were really impressed with us and with SurgiSTUD for providing that service inside their facility. As we've continued to roll out SurgiSTUDs to our customers and to our distributor reps, the feedback has been amazing also in the true dissection of the tissues and how it really mimics the true adipose tissue and the muscle tissues and the ligaments as well. The human cost is where we've seen the biggest benefit as we decrease our reliance on third-party cadaver labs and our need for PPE and additional equipment to be sent to these labs. That's where we're seeing the biggest cost benefit. It's not even in the dollars of the specimen, but in all the associated costs that go along with that. We no longer are relying on those third-party labs. We're able to work directly with our surgeon customers and our reps to bring that program to them, and we no longer have to worry about before the lab setting up all the equipment, getting all of the surgical equipment to the destination, and then also no more decontamination, specimen disposal fees, or trying to track down left implants in specimens. It really minimizes the time, effort, and money pre, during, and post lab. Joint replacement is a very complex procedure, and we used to use plain sawbone models to train, but as alignment philosophies have become more complicated and as balance has become more nuanced and a part of our platform, the ability to use SurgiSTUDs to train our reps through cadaveric-like exposure has been extremely valuable for us, and it helps them to put themselves in the shoes of their customer and know in what ways could our product be used, what are some of the hurdles that customers have to overcome when they're using our products. More satisfied customers and then more satisfied distributor reps. A lot of our sales are done through third-party distributor channels, and to be able to, even after the fact, go back and review what the customer had done in their SurgiSTUD lab, the next day or the night after, we re-dissect the model and go through the steps of the workflow to help them better understand all the steps along the way. One of our primary international customers is in Japan, and in Japan they do not permit the use of cadaveric instruction or cadaveric labs. And the ability for us to bring SurgiSTUDs to them is really going to change the way that we approach our international customers. No longer do we need to fly them 12 hours to Los Angeles to do a cadaver lab. We can now bring the cadaver lab to them through SurgiSTUDs and save a ton of money and headache and bringing those customers over. One way that it really took us by surprise is actually outside of the commercial business that we have, is in our product development. So we've now used SurgiSTUD hip models 3 times for product development labs in the hip space, because we no longer have to wait for the prototypes to be finished and then order a specimen and then fly everyone there. Instead, we can bring quick turnaround prototypes to our surgeons and not worry about the expense and the hassle of arranging a cadaveric lab. It gives us that ability to accelerate our design, test, build cycles and really get that hands-on with our key opinion leaders right away. The only thing I would add is that the speed to labs for us has been dramatically shortened to half or even a quarter of what it used to be. It used to take us a month to plan out labs, and now we're able to turn it around in just a week or 2 with SurgiSTUD support. We really appreciate that. Most of our customers require getting some hands-on, they would say cadaveric. Most of our customers require a hands-on exposure to OrthoAlign before they feel comfortable using it in a patient setting. And the ability to shorten that speed to lab time has really allowed us to get in cases sooner, 2-3 weeks sooner, and that's time that we're generating revenue for the business. And our sales and leadership team have really jumped on board of the SurgiSTUD train because they see the quicker return on investment. Not only is it a larger return on investment, but it's also so much faster because we know we have the ability to use these SurgiSTUDs right away.